Today I want to talk about the Brightin Star lens f2.8 16mm. I said that backwards. The Brightin Star lens 16mm f2.8. One thing about this lens, actually many things, I am not impressed with it. The exterior does feel great. Manual focus rings are awesome, along with the aperture ring, and you do have to put a little bit of effort to turn the dial on that. Like I said, I am not a big fan of this. It creates these crazy vignette on the side, and it's not really ideal for the look, especially if you're in the industry where you get paid to do this. You want to have the most cleanest image as much as possible. So this lens does produce heavy vignette, and that's the one thing I don't like about it. On top of that, it creates this green vignette, which throws your white balance completely all over the place, especially if you're doing if you're shooting an out of focus, or not out of focus, but if you're shooting an out of white balance, this lens will give you a lot of trouble. Third reason why I don't like it, it creates this red flare on the side. I don't know why it's created like that, and I'm not a big fan of it. Anyways, I do want to show y'all the final product of what this lens produces, and I want to show you guys behind the scene. I want to show you the reason why you shouldn't buy this lens. So let's get right into it. What's up, guys? So I'm gonna go ahead and share a screen record. Like I've said, I've actually been using this lens for quite some time. So I've been using it for about a month, and I've used it on 3 different listings. I'm gonna tell you guys why I am disappointed in this lens in general. So we're gonna zoom in here just a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can tell, right? This is the push through. I'm doing push through in this video, right? So as I'm pushing through, you can see this orange vignette on both sides. And the more I'm pushing through, now you can actually see this orange vignette. And to be quite frank, this is actually the first time I'm seeing the orange vignette. Normally I would see just flares right here, and I only see the green vignette. This is actually pretty bad. This is the next clip, and you can tell there's this flare here. I do like the looks of. I do like these looks here. It almost feels like a balloon mist vibe. I think that's what's unique about it. It's really soft. It's almost like a sand balloon filter with it, or like a Tiffany Black Pro mist filter with it. I think Brightin Star lens are trying to aim for that touch, and right now they're just in the trial phases and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. I wouldn't say these are the go-to lenses for any professional shoot. If you want to use it for creativity, you can do that. So you're probably thinking if there's flares, why don't you use a hood, like a lens hood, right? There is a lens hood, but it's not the best. Even with the lens hood, I'm still getting these flares on my lens, and so bam, right there. There's already flares coming through. I don't even know where this is coming from. And there's also flares on this side. Now keep in mind, this is just the video part. I'm going to show y'all the photos right after this. The photos are even way, I would say it's even harder, because video you can chop it up quick. However, with photos, I take 5 Brightin photos, right? Merge them together, take them to Lightroom, and then after that I would fix the vignette colors, and then I would export it. So the process is a little bit longer, and that's why I'm actually outsourcing it now. The stabilizing, I want to say, is pretty good with the lens. Normally you get these budget lenses that are, or you get these lenses that are manual focus, and they tend to not have stabilization. I don't know if it has stabilization, but from the use of it and all the videos I've been shooting with it, it looks like it does do the job correctly. And even outside as well, when I take it outside, you see flares on this side. So I'm assuming whatever light is coming through in that direction, it's going to create this effect. It's really strange. This lens is probably one of the weirdest lenses I've used. I mean, hence I use like vintage lens, and vintage lens are made to create these unique effects, but it does have a unique touch to it with these vintage lenses. However, with Brightin Star, it just doesn't make any sense with what they're trying to do with the looks of it. So we're now on to the photography part of this lens and what it does and what its capability of doing. So when I do real estate photography, I shoot in 5 bracket photos, and it's a lot easier that way. And you also have a different variety of stops, right? Different exposure stops to make the image more better that way. It just creates more of a dynamic. It's kind of like an 8-bit footage versus a 10-bit footage. You're gonna go with a 10-bit footage because it obviously has more stops, more dynamic in the colors, and more dynamic in the exposure. And as the more bracket stops you have, I think it's a lot better. So in this case, we have 5 brackets. Now, as you can see, the photos are not bad from the outside. It's pretty good, like surprisingly really good how sharp it is. I'm actually kind of blown away. So moving on to the inside of the house. Look at it very closely. Look at the vignette here, how strong that is. You can see how green that is. You can also slightly see an orange on that side. Orange along with the vignette, and then on the end, you have this green vignette over here. It doesn't help too because especially if you're shooting in auto white balance. In this photo, I actually did a comparison where I edited this photo, and then I had my editor edit this photo too. His photo was a lot better than mine. So look how strong that vignette is, guys. Like, it's taking up so much space. When a customer views a listing like this, they want to see the brightness of it. Like, when you shoot photography, especially in the real estate game, you want to show the brightness of it, show that it's warm, show that it has a lot of character. So that's why it's a big problem with this lens. I don't think it's great to use it for any big projects or for anything to get paid. All I know is that this lens is not it. It almost feels like I'm caved in every time I'm looking at some images. I mean, that's what a vignette is supposed to do, is to kind of cave you in to focus on what actually matters. With real estate, you want to be able to have enough light in as much as possible, and you want to have crisp, clean images. Well, hell, let me go ahead and show you guys like the comparison with my editor and I'm going to send it to myself. Here we are. When you look at it, tell me exactly what y'all are seeing. If you guessed it, the bottom photo is actually mine. Top photo is my editor. And you can tell the color balances are extremely better. I would definitely say that my white balance was, I would say, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, it really hard to tell. Like, you almost can't tell. Like, the only reason why you can tell is the contrast level. Like, my contrast level is a lot better, but his is a little bit more lifted, and the shadows are a little bit more lifted. The vignette is accurately balanced out. Like, the colors of it is balanced with the actual image in the center. You can tell this bottom one is mine because look, there's green here, and then up here there's no green. So he found a way to really balance everything from the shadows to the midtones to the highlights. Like, white balance does play a huge factor in this, because you want to display this to other customers that are coming in. You want to be consistent in showing them the consistent results. Honestly, guys, I think if I would have paid more close attention with the white balance, I think I would have spent a little bit more time on these photos. But you don't want to spend too much time with editing these photos. That's why you ship it. That's why you streamline it. You try to outsource it. To really sum this up, I don't know if this video answers any questions, or if it meets up to your liking and your expectations. I'm only going to tell you what my experience is and what I'm seeing, and what this lens needs to work on, and I want to let you guys know, like, it's not the best lens to use. I want to say they have other lenses on their website that might have better options and might be more cleaner. I'm not too familiar with their lenses, but I know that they are, heading in that direction. To sum this video up, guys, let me know down in the comments what y'all think, and let me know if you actually purchase it, and let me know if you have one. Let me know if you guys are running into these kind of issues as well. And yeah, go and like and subscribe.